Anna, thank you so much for being here with us. We're so excited.
Thank you for having me, Chelsea.
Yay.
So good to be here.
I am fascinated by you and your career and all of the amazing things that you've done. So I wanted to ask first, give us like a little information about kind of how you've gotten to where you are today, and tell us your story a little bit.
Well, I'm a self-taught magician and mentalist, cardist. I only started a couple years ago. I was always fascinated with watching magic. I think magic is everywhere. And then eventually I got to a point where I just started to develop my own methods and perform for my friends just for fun, and like post these videos. And you know, it just took off. Like, I never expected to, when I was growing up, become a magician or a performer. That was never the plan.
Yeah.
I went to school for finance, actually. I was gonna become a CPA.
I love it.
And then I just tried this, and it was way more fun. That I was like, I could always become an accountant. So let me just see how far I can take this.
Yeah. What an amazing thing, and what a beautiful outlook on life to think that you see magic everywhere. How has that impacted you? Is that something that you keep in mind, or?
Yeah, I think for everyone, I don't believe in coincidences. Like, meeting people, they always come into your life at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think there's real magic in that.
That's really amazing. I have been reading a book lately, and I keep thinking about the thought that the universe has your back. And so I think that's just a really great way of looking at things. I would imagine that you really had to persevere a lot. I'm guessing that when you tell people that you were gonna do magic and this is what you wanted to pursue, that there maybe were some naysayers. How did you deal with that? How did you overcome that?
I think at first, I didn't even take it seriously. I just did it for fun.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be a career. And then when it started to become a job, and I had to explain to people, or like, they're like, what do you do? And I would say, oh, I do magic. Like, people would be like, so like you make money off that? Like, how does that even work? Like, they just never really thought, they've never seen a female magician before.
Yeah.
Right? But I think the biggest one was probably my mom. My mom, like, is very traditional. I grew up very like conservative, and she wanted me to like go to school and like get a regular job and then like, you know, do the path.
Yes.
And I was supposed to be a nurse. So already like accounting was not like in the plan.
You're moving to a different path, yeah.
And then, you know, she always thought it was like a, you know, a hobby as well, until I think I started booking bigger things, and she saw me on TV, and she was like, oh, this is something you could actually pursue. And now she's very supportive, and she's very proud.
So do you feel like that natural talent kind of came through first and then you continued to pursue it? Or was it just that you were having so much fun that it made the pursuing of the talent a fun thing?
Yeah, I think I just loved it. I love performing. I love sharing magic with the world. Yeah. And I knew I would have been a good accountant. Like, I was always good with numbers. Yeah. But I wasn't going to love it.
I mean, a different kind of magic, right? Make money appear, make it disappear.
There was nothing fun about it. Yeah. There was nothing fun about that.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. So when you think about magic, what is it that just lights you up? What's that part about it that you love so much?
I like giving people that sense of wonder back. Yeah. You know, for me, of course, like, I've seen the same thing over and over again. I know what to expect. Yeah. But sharing magic with someone who's seeing it for the first time, I get to kind of relive that moment of childlike wonder through them, because then they're shocked and amazed, and it kind of gives you the idea that there is something greater possible.
That must be an incredible feeling to know you inspire awe, or that people feel awe when they see what you do. That must feel great.
Yeah, I feel very proud to hopefully inspire not just young girls, but just everyone to go after their dreams. You know, their circumstances shouldn't define them. Like, I am nothing like what I was told to do or expected to do. Yeah. No one in my family does anything like this. You know, they all did like the regular thing. Yeah. And, you know, I am defying odds right now.
That's really amazing. And I know you mentioned that you're a female in this industry that's male driven. Has that been difficult? How have you dealt with that, or any obstacles with that along the way?
I think I just never let it get to me, because I try not to think about it. I want to be the best magician, period, not the best female magician. That's right. So I just strive not to like even, I let it speak for itself.
Yeah.
I just want people to kind of notice it on their own. I don't want to have to harp on it too much.
I love that for you. I get a little feisty when I hear things like, I'm a mom of 2 girls and I hear boss babe. And so now I'll jokingly and say like, look at that boss boy, just to turn it around. Because it's such a weird thing that we say that a female doctor or a female magician or whatever these things are when we make that assumption that if you're good at these careers, you're automatically a male. So I love that you're just a magician who's amazing.
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was that big of a deal. I understand why people have to like notice it, because until you say it, people don't really think about, oh yeah, I haven't seen that before. Yeah. But I was just in like a news article recently, and the title was like, being a woman in magic might be the hardest trick yet. And I was like, I get what you're doing. Right. I understand what you're trying to say, but there was so much more to the story than that.
Right. Could that not be the focus of this? So I'm sure there had to be somebody who was really your inspiration along the way. Do you have a favorite magician who paved the way for you, or somebody that inspired you?
I've always loved David Blaine's style of magic. Like, I like close-up magic. It's very intimate with borrowed objects. He really popularized that style versus like the big stage illusions. You know, David Copperfield popularized that, like, you know, the making Statue of Liberty disappear, walking through the Great Wall of China. Like, those are grand illusions. Yeah. But I think there's something really magical about taking an ordinary object and doing something extraordinary with it. Yeah. So that is the magic that I like to do.
I love close-up magic. I wouldn't say I'm like an avid fan of magic, but I think it's amazing, and I love that all being inspired. And the close-up magic is always so incredible, because in the big illusions, while amazing, I felt like you were seeing them and thinking, well, I know there's a trick in there somewhere, I just can't see it, or I don't know what it is, or what the setup is. And for some reason, with that intimacy of the close-up magic, it just feels wild, right? That this, you could make it disappear, or you could take someone's wedding ring, or, you know, all of those things that you see. So I think it's really incredible that you can be that talented, that up close with people right by you. Do you have a favorite trick?
I like cards. I do, like, that's my specialty, but I do a lot of other types of magic, you know, fire, money, coins, Rubik's Cube, mentalism, everything.
Yeah. That's awesome. So are you able to do a Rubik's Cube like faster than anyone else?
That's like a skill, but yeah, there's like other styles of Rubik's Cube magic. There's like a genre of it.
Oh, how cool. I'm going to have to look all these things up on TikTok. Yes. I had no idea.
That's the best way to look
Yeah, right, to find out anything these days. So you had someone who really inspired you as David Blaine. Is there anybody else that inspired you to just continue to pursue your dreams, or outside of the magician world that you looked up to overall?
I think I pull a lot of inspiration from outside of magic, which is what I think has helped me grow as a performer, because when you're only looking at other magicians or just that same circle, then you're all kind of doing the same thing. So I needed to apply other arts, music, you know, what I like outside of magic to grow and kind of develop my own unique style. Even like with how I dress, or like when you come to my show, like I would like to think that you aren't seeing a like typical magic show. Like, you can't really compare it to a standard magic show. I want to make it feel like almost like a concert, or like something cool. I want you to think awesome. Like, I want to make magic cool.
Yeah.
I want to reinvent the image of what a magician is.
That is amazing. And I think that's so great. In our industry, in the apartment industry, or the multifamily world, we see a lot of that happening too, where it's very insular. And so a lot of times the trends are something new, is the same thing everyone else has been doing. And that's actually part of why we try to get inspiration from outside of the same old thing, and make sure that we're looking at, you know, other industries to bring something new to the table. So I think that's a really cool thing that you do, to be unique and make it your own and make it very inspiring. When you were thinking about your dreams and where you want to go next, like, what are we shooting for? I hope the stars and the moon, but what is it? What's your next?
I think this is so new for me. I actually haven't been doing it that long. It wasn't like I was a kid and then I wanted to be this when I grew up. It's only been, I would say, like 6, 7 years that I've liked magic and I've, watched it and performed it for fun. And it really only took off in the past, like, 2 years, 3 years. So it's all very new to me. I'm still figuring it out as I go along. I don't think I thought I was going to be still doing it. So what I would like to do now with all the opportunities I've gotten recently is I would love like a world tour. I would love to travel the world and share magic with everyone.
Yeah.
I want to do big stages. I would still like to do like close-up magic, but I think what's cool is you can, with technology now, we can like project the magic on big screens and people can see the like small, ring and coins and everything up close and in a big stage that, thousands of people could be watching.
Yeah.
So I would love to do a world tour, and then eventually, I don't know about a residency because I do like to travel, so I don't know if I want to be in one place. I would like to just kind of go everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, see where it goes from there.
Well, I will buy a ticket to your world tour, and I think this has been the year of like giant female world tours, right? So,
oh my gosh!
Yeah, we've had Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all these amazing world tours.
Yes, I just watched that movie. Actually.
So next it's going to be the Anna world tour. That would be incredible. What an amazing thing to accomplish. What do you think about when you're thinking of how to inspire others? Because you are a public figure, and I'm sure you have lots of people who are looking to you for inspiration. What encouragement do you give them to chase their dreams, or what would you want to say to, I'm like my girls, my daughters, to tell them when it's something different?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
I think there are definitely times that I was discouraged, not for any specific reason, just it's hard because there is no precedent for me. So I'm kind of just figuring it out and creating the blueprint myself. And that's very scary, but also you kind of make up your own rules too, so it can be very liberating. And so just do what you want and make it yours and be unique and be yourself. I know it sounds so cliche, but I think that's what's gotten me this far, is that I just was myself. And I wasn't trying to be like every other magician. I wasn't trying to be like anyone else. I just did what I wanted to do, even if it didn't make sense.
I think there's such power in being authentic in whatever you're doing, whether it's personally, professionally, or you're building your personal brand. I think that it just shines through when you love what you do and you're having fun and you're authentically yourself, and it really creates magic, not to be too much of a cliche.
No.
But that's really amazing. Well, we're so grateful that you shared a little tiny sliver of your journey with us and told us a little bit about it. Is there anything else that you would want to add about what you've done or what you're most proud of?
I'm proud to be here and get to talk to more people like you, and other people listening hopefully took something out of this and learned more about not just me, and can hopefully apply what we talked about to themselves.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think it's really inspiring. I think you're incredible. I'll be rooting for you all the way, and I'll get your ticket to your tour.
Yes, thank you. I'll see you there.
Thank you so much.
Front row.